none of you people can verify any of our questions because there is no project that is anywhere near like what you guys are proposing. We're asking for a little farther setback, and it's like we're talking to a brick wall here. You don't want to hear it. I watched you change numbers for the setback of how close you're going to blast to a well, to refuse to even entertain anything about setbacks from my home, from all these people's homes. This is where we live. You can't tell us, really, with any kind of authority, what it's going to be like to live in our homes at a 2-times setback or 1,500 feet setback from these giant monsters. Can you really? Any of you?
Well, I can at least, all I can say is that the setbacks have been increased across the board and clarified and gotten bigger and bigger since the beginning. The first draft of this, it's increased. I mean, again, obviously there's disagreement as to how much you want to go, but it definitely is increased. As far as what that'll be like, again, that's a question for the applicant as far as, that project goes.
What would that do to the project if the setback was farther than 2 times?
So we designed the project as Greg showed, the setbacks, which we think are applicable, which are similar to other projects and are protected of the project. Is your question, what would we have to, us, the applicant, have to do if the setback is increased? So I can address on a couple number levels, and just being a little bit general, is if the setback is increased to such where we don't have land control to show that we are meeting that setback for property boundary, then we have to go out and secure an agreement with that land, right? And if that setback increases to a degree, it might mean that there are an exponential number of agreements that we can't acquire and couldn't comply. So, but I think relative to where they are today, our position is that they're protected, they match other projects.
Where's this other project? For the 676?
So there are, if you look at the Article 10 applications that are in front of the setting board today, there are several that are over 600 feet. This is not the only project with turbines of that height. There's actually a project in Pennsylvania, big level that's being built right now at similar hub heights. So this is, and I think we mentioned a little bit earlier, this is the trend in the industry to have turbines that have more production per unit, and that's really just a function of taller towers adding another section. This isn't a wholesale change of technology. This is adding another tower section or two, and the manufacturers have built bigger blades to have a bigger rotor diameter. And that all speaks to, from a development perspective, our charge is to have the most production and the smallest footprint, least amount of roads, least amount of turbine pads, foundations, and the most amount of output.